Empress here. I hope you're doing fabulously. You look amazing. I just wanted to do a quick update on narcissism and just how rampant it is in the country today. You know, it averages 1 in 3 people, according to the DSM-5. And, you know, I think it's imperative that we begin the conversation of exactly what narcissism is and the problems that it brings to relationships of all kinds. You know, it's a personality disorder. And so you'll hear it referred to as Narcissistic Personality Disorder. And it shows itself in 3 levels, right? For just conversational sake, we'll say low, medium, and high. And, you know, like I mentioned, it's 1 in 3 people, females and males alike, right? It's not something that is just only one gender. And it makes having relationships with these people extremely exhausting. And the person who's in the relationship with the narcissist is abused in a myriad of ways. So it's not an easy relationship to be in. And, you know, again, this can be coming from employers, this can be coming from romantic partners, this can be coming from best friends, this could be coming from your family. And it's something that we need to be more aware of as a whole, because so many of us are in relationships or encounter these type of people. Again, 1 in 3. So if you've got a room of 10 people, at least 3 of them have some level of narcissism. And it requires so much therapy. It's not something that I want to say is incurable, but it's something that would be lifelong in terms of therapy to deal with. So, you know, some of the red flags, just so that you're all aware, are, you know, somebody who is not in touch with their feelings. They absolutely cannot love the way a normal person, quote unquote, loves, right? They have absolutely no empathy. So, you know, for a narcissist to put themselves in your shoes is absolutely inconceivable. They are very aloof. They're very belittling. They have to be controlling in the situation at all times. They are very downgrading, and when you are in a place of needing help, they will absolutely not be there for you, right? Again, they have no ability to empathize with someone else, to put themselves in someone else's shoes. So they're takers emotionally, right? You'll find that when you deal with a narcissist, you're left absolutely exhausted. They're literally like an energy vampire. And like I've mentioned, this isn't something where you can go to therapy for 6 months and have a better outcome, right? It's something that when they're young, very young, due to circumstances in their own family, they disconnect from their own soul, from their own sense of, I'll use the word identity, but it's from disconnecting from loving, right? And it's essentially selling your soul to the devil. It really, really is. And then as they grow older, it becomes more and more difficult to be around them, right? So, and I also want to just say they are the most brilliant emotional manipulators on the planet. I mean, the best. They can conform and shipshape into whatever you need them to be in the beginning, so that you really fall for them, right? There's a love bombing phase where they just seem like the ideal person, the ideal employee, the ideal partner, the ideal friend. And then once they kind of have their hooks in you, it all changes. And so you'll find that you just can't keep on solid footing around them, you know? It's something where you're walking on eggshells. They can fly off the handle at the absolute split second for absolutely no reason. And they need to be coddled, and they need to be stroked, and they need to be told just how fabulous they are constantly, because they themselves are very, 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 very insecure. So they need sources to tell them how great they are so that they can feel good about themselves. Because again, if left alone, they cannot self-soothe. So I mention this because, again, it's a rampant problem, and it's only getting worse. And it happens, again, like I said, this is not something that somebody chooses to be or you know, starts becoming in their 30s or 20s. This is something that when they're very, very young, due to somebody in their own family or abuse in their own family, they decide to kind of join that low energy rather than not, which obviously the person who chooses not to, it's a very hard road, right? Because you're constantly pushing back against the crowd, if you will. So I mention this because, you know, I've had ample experience in this in my life, and continue to, unfortunately. And, you know, when you leave a narcissist, again, whether that be a friend, whether that be family, whether that be a lover, the retaliation is significant. And so you do have to be prepared for that, right? For the gaslighting, where they talk ill of you to everyone and anyone they can to get them on their side. The stealing of money and the making it where you cannot survive without them. This is all part of what the narcissist does. So it is a battle for your own soul to not, you know, keep retaliating against them and to join that low energy. And hence why I'm still in this predicament, right, with friends and family and lovers, right? The narcissists don't help. They can't empathize with where you're at. And so when you need help, they will not be there. And so, again, I'm using my own life as the example because, you know, words don't teach. It's life experience that teaches. But just realize that if you're somebody who's going through something like this, where it's like, oh my gosh, I can relate to what she's saying about, you know, my spouse or my boyfriend or my friends just, you know, not being emotionally available, could care less, quite frankly, look at it as a sign of weakness, you know, are even more mean when you're feeling ill or when you're having a bad day, right? Like they just pounce on that. It's like they want to put you in a position where you have to go back to them. And so it's at this point, like this very point where I'm at, where you absolutely have to stand your ground and know that at some point they will give up. They will have to find another source to go and get that narcissistic supply from, and it won't be you. So anybody going through this, I just encourage you to stand strong, right? To just keep connecting to what you deserve. And do not waver from that in any way, shape, or form. This is exactly what the narcissist wants, is to put you in a position where you have to go back to them. And as hard as it is, the standing strong, the, you know, praying, the meditating, the seeking out other people whom are not narcissists for your strength is what's going to get you through that. And just realize that when you do get through it, the narcissist will come back because they see you doing well and they need that supply, right? They need somebody who's strong to then keep coddling them and to keep telling them how great they are and to apologize and to try to win over more people. So again, after you've gone through it, you have to stand just as strong. So I just thought I would share that. I can't tell you how difficult it can be to be going through this, but again, you have to just know what you deserve, and absolutely, no matter what, do not cave for the narcissist. I'll see you soon. I love you.